EU suspends probe into Air Canada Transat deal pending more information, CTV News. 2020 Audi 6 rupees drag races Porsche 911 Turbo S, result is obvious, Quattro Daily, Audi blog, Audi News and Audi test drives. Amateur astronomers file class action lawsuits alleging telescope price fixing conspiracy, cbc.ca. Respawn says Apex Legends looks really good and runs very well on Switch, Nintendo Life. Denon 8K receivers, Engadget. Elon Musk tweets Tesla postpones annual shareholder meeting, investing.com. 12 workers test positive for COVID-19 at City of Edmonton's recycling plant, Edmonton Journal. Apple WWDC starts on Monday. It could get awkward for Tim Cook, Barron's. Games Beat decides 153, EA Play recap and what else is EA working on VentureBeat. Coronavirus, Ontario, Quebec add most new cases, while Atlantic provinces add none, globalnews.ca.